Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
So the first thing we're going to look at this set is the bases. You have the 23 New York landmark. Breakpoints reduced by 1 for each base modifier on it. Castle Zemo. Before the base scores, each player may move one of their characters here to another base to gain a victory point. After you play a character here, you may look at the top card of your deck, place on the top or bottom of your deck, the Daily Bugle. Then you have Manhattan. After this base scores, each player with a character here may place a card with a special ability from their discard pile on top of their deck. Stark's Lab. After you play a character here, you may place a character from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck. Hydra Lab. After one or more of your characters here is destroyed, draw a card. Cree. After the first time you play a character here each turn, draw a card. The Triskelion. After you play a character here, you may move one of your characters from another base to here. Exospace. After you move a character to here, it gains +2 power to the end of your turn. Downtown. After you play a base modifier here, draw a card. After the first time, each turn you play a character of power 2 or less here, you may play an extra character of power 2 or less. That's Iker base. Avengers Tower. Characters here of power 5 or more not affected by other players' actions. Hala. Well, on your turn, if you have a character here, you may play an extra action. Shield base. Once on your turn, you may play a character of power 2 or less here as an extra character. Simkara. When this base scores, players other than the winner gain 1 VP for each character they have. So this is a big battle. This is a really fun one because you're battling to put characters out there because you get a VP for everybody that's there. And you'll see people trying to destroy them there too. Helicarrier. On your turn, if you have a character here, you may move one of your other characters from another base to here. So this will be a lot of movement. Of course, it's the Helicarrier, right? And those are the bases. I find these bases that have a lot of unique stuff to them. The points are large. Things like this one is really fun to play through. Lots of drawing cards and moving things around to score. So very interactive. I like this base set a lot. So this is the Avenger deck. What you're going to notice right off the bat is that all of the characters are a 5. There's no like 2s or 3s or 4s. They're all 5s. They're the Avengers. There's Thor. He'll actually search the deck for his hammer, reveal it, draw it, shuffle it, but he can move it from one character to another as his talent. Black Widow, you may destroy a character here of power 5 or less. Very powerful characters. Iron Man, move this character and up to one other character in another base. So you can fly people different places. The Hulk, this character gains +2 until the end of the turn each round. He's a 7, 5 on other players' turns. Hawkeye, draw 3, discard 2. Keep in mind, the discard doesn't have to come from the 3 cards you draw. It can be from anything in your hand. Captain America, give each of your other characters currently here +1 power. Of course, Captain America is going to help everybody else out. Not a lot of characters, but there's a lot of actions in this one. So we're going to look at these. Repulsor Boots. Move your characters to another base. You may play this before base scores to move Iron Man. That's really cool if you got Iron Man out. Captain's Shield. Your character here are not affected by the player's action. He gets +1 power to Captain America, of course. Widow's Bite. Play before base scores, so you can play this out of turn. Other player characters currently there each get -1 to the end of turn. Black Widow's there, she gains +2. Hawkeye. Reveal cards from your deck until you reveal 2 actions. If you have Hawkeye in play, you can use them. Tactical Advantage, choose a character to gain +3 until the end of the turn. It can be very useful when you're trying to burst something. Jarvis, draw a card, discard a card. Shuffle up to 2 characters from your discard pile into your deck. So the Avengers are going to assemble. Very cool. You can get 2 of those. Modular Tech, move one of your modifiers from one character to another from one base. You can move the modifiers around, which is really cool. Strategize, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Place 2 on top, rest on the bottom. Very interesting one. And Hulk Smash, choose a base, destroy any number of modifiers on it. Hulk's there, you may destroy the base and all of its modifiers, replace it with the top card of the base deck. All characters remain on the new base. So Hulk is going to come in and just destroy everything. Very cool. Then Thor's Hammer, the cards on Thor is a +2 power, otherwise it's -2 to whoever is trying to hold it. And then Thunder and Lightning, destroy a character of power 3 or less. Very cool. And one of the few cards other than the Black Widow that actually destroy other cards in this deck. So the Avenger deck is really fun. Very powerful deck. Very easy to use. Very strong characters, but heavy on the actions. That's what you're going to get here. So the Shield deck is a very easy one to use. It's going to be more of a standard deck. You're going to have your Shield Agent. It gives you one. If every other character there, you get a +1 power. And you're going to get a few of these ones that come on. Very easy to add up as you add these characters in. Agent Coulson, you may play a character of power 2 or less here as an extra character. So he's going to help you get more and more of these characters out, which is really nice. You're going to get 3 of these. Maria Hill, after you play another character here, she gets a +1 power to the end of the turn. So she gets, as you get more and more of the Shield Agents out, she'll get more and more powerful. And of course, Nick Fury's going to be your 5. You may play an extra character here. Doesn't matter what it is or how powerful it is. Very powerful with the Avengers here. So you can get some of those 5s out. Then we're going to get into our actions. We've got mission debriefing, choose a base, draw a card for each of your characters there. So Colson's going to be putting more and more characters out. A lot of these guys be getting powers, have them out. This will help you draw a lot of cards while you're there. Proving ground, base modifier, play a character of power 3 or less here as an extra character. Talent drop, play a character of power 3 or less. So Shield's all about getting your shield agents out. Play an extra character. Wow. Choose a base, move to 2 of your characters from other base to there. You're trying to get all that shield agents together. You don't want them to be apart. Destroy a base modifier or a character of power 3 or less. And each of your characters currently in play gains +1 to the end of the turn. They're going to work together. You're going to have that thing of, let's get people out. Let's get them together. Let's get them to be more powerful. After a base score, it's going to be a special. You can play this out of turn. Shuffle all of your characters there into the owner's deck and draw a card. Very cool. So you're going to see here with the shield, it's all about getting people out, getting them together. You want these guys to be together. They're going to be more powerful together as you're in, and getting people out and having those actions kind of support that. So Shield's going to be more that contained. There's no... Nick Fury's really nice, but there's not that big burst of energy you're going to have there. But the more people you can get together, the more powerful you are. Very cool deck. Here's the Masters of Evil. This is a deck I have played quite a bit. I get stuck with them a lot with my family. Absorbing Man is cool because there's 4 of them in the deck. And as you destroy this character and another one, you can gain a victory points. It's a very cool way to gain victory points without necessarily winning different bases. So you're going to have a few of these. So you can just destroy those, discard them, and you get victory points that way. Black Mamba's character has +1 power for every 4 you have. So the further you get into the game and more points you're able to score, the more powerful that she will get. You're going to get 3 of these. Ulysses Claw is going to be your 4. Draw a card for every 4 VP that you have. So you want to get nominations of 4 here. And then your 5 is going to be Baron Zemo. After this base score, you gain a victory point and place this character on the bottom of its owner's deck. It's going to go back in your pile, in your deck, but it's going to give you another VP. So very interesting, different ways to score victory points. Ball and Chain, this character has +2 and cannot be destroyed by other characters. Move one of your characters to another base. After it's moved, if you have 4 more characters. This is very cool. Convergence is one is kind of hard to get. So you want to get 3 people at one place, 1 somewhere else, move him over, play this, and get a victory point. So you're already seeing different ways to score victory points. Base modifier. Your characters here cannot be destroyed by other cards. Destroy a character of power 3 or less. We've seen that a few times in this deck. And this is what I like. Acceptable losses. Destroy one of your characters of power 4 or more and gain a VP. So if you think you're going to lose a base or not get more than 1 VP, acceptable loss. There's 2 of these in the deck. Go ahead and play this and get that VP while you can. Sonic Shockwave. Destroy another player's character with less power than yours total. If you destroy a 5, you gain a VP. We're going to lots of ways to score VP. This is what I use a lot, the world domination. So what's going to happen here is one of your characters here gains a +2 power, but after the base scores, you move this to another base. So this stays on the board. This ideology of world domination never goes away. And the last card is the Portent of Doom. Play on a base with no player characters. When this base scores, if you have 1 or more power, you gain a victory point. So the Masters of Evil are all about scoring victory points in different ways. You're not your normal just get the base. So this gives you a lot of VP in here that you'll be able to win. Not a whole lot of ways to manipulate that deck or reduce the break point to be in your way, but you can definitely destroy things and get rid of things in order to score points in interesting different ways. So a little bit different strategy than normal you would see with Smash Up. And this deck is very interesting. I like playing with it quite a bit. So very fun deck, but probably for one of the more experienced players. So this is the Hydra deck. Let's talk about this a little bit. This is going to be a very interesting deck. Instead of having a 3, you're going to have 2 different types of 2s, but let's talk about what they do. So in Arnim Zula, you have a character that has +1 power for each other character you have with a printed power of 2. So you want to get the 2s together, so that's why there's more in this deck than normal. And this can be a really powerful way to do it. Now, what the Hydra agent is going to do is also going to be a 2, but after this character is destroyed, you can play up to 2 extra characters of power 2 or less. Getting a lot of power 2s in here. Find another deck with power 2s, and this becomes even more powerful. And you want to destroy these to get more and more of these agents out on the board. We're going to come back to that. You see there's 5 of those. Then Baron Strucker will be 4. Destroy one of your characters. After it's destroyed, move up to 2 of your characters from other bases to here. So you'll be destroying these guys to put 2 more out, and then you can bring 2 characters from another base to here. So you're going to be consolidating your power of Baron Strucker. Red Skull will be the number 5. After one of your characters is destroyed, draw a card. Just talent, destroy one of your characters to draw a card. So what you're going to do is get these number 2s out, have Baron Strucker be able to destroy them, bring 2 more out, move them to a base, and then you draw extra cards as you're going through. So very cool to be able to do with him. Now, the Secret Reserves, not as many actions in this one, it feels like. Shuffle any number of characters of power 2 or less from your discard pile on your decks. Remember, you're destroying the Hydra agents. This allows you to get them back into your deck. Very powerful card. Search your deck for up to 2 characters of power 2 or less. Reveal them, draw them, shuffle your deck. Once again, I'm getting those power 2s in my hand that are so empowered in this deck. Hail Hydra. Destroy one of your characters to draw cards equal to its power. Once again, I'm probably destroying those Hydra agents because I can put 2 more cards out. I draw them and then put them out on the board. Fanatical Devotion. Your characters here have +2 power if one or more of your characters have been destroyed here this turn. Once again, Hydra's all about destroying your own cards, or other people's cards for that matter. Destroy one of your characters. After it's destroyed, place up to 2 characters of power 2 or less as extra characters. I'm once again destroying my guys to bring more out. Interesting, right? We got a couple of those. The last one's Reactivate Agents. Place up to 2 characters of power 2 or less from your discard pile in hand. Remember, I'm destroying them. They're going on my discard pile. Now I'm bringing them back in from my discard, but not just into my hand, not just back in my deck, but actually in my hand so they can be played. That's very interesting as you're going through. So Hydra's a little bit, I feel like one of the more complex ones because you're destroying your own characters to bring more out. And you got to be able to dig through that deck and get those number 2s into your hand. Maybe even use another deck that has a lot of number 2s so you can get a better chance of having those in your hand so you can put them back out. Like it? I think the complexity is high. It's a little tougher to win. You need to utilize strategy. But Hydra's a really fun deck, especially if you don't mind deconstructing what you're doing. You're building, deconstructing to build up even stronger. Very, very fun deck, and I played this one quite a bit. So this is going to be the Ultimates deck, what they're going to call the Ultimates. And we're going to start with Blue Marvel, who's going to be a 2. After this character moves to another base, it gains +1 power to end the turn. So Ultimates are going to be a lot about moving and moving these guys around. Obviously, you see a lot of them are going to be flyers. You're going to have 4 of these. America Chavez. After another character moves to or from this base, this character gets +1 power. So I want to be able to move him into a base that she's out, and they will both get a +1, which is, in fact, a 2. So you're going to have a 3 of her. They're going to have a Spectrum. She moved this character to another base, so Spectrum's going to move. Guess where she's going to move? With America to help her out. So that's going to be really fun. So you have 4 of those, or 2 of those. And then you have Captain Marvel, which is going to be the number 5, or the most powerful one. Move this character to another base. All your other characters currently there gain +1 power. Once again, we're moving to gain power. Then we're going to have some actions we're going to have here. We got power and speed. One of your characters gain +2 until the end of the turn. You may move it to another base. So we're going to be moving. We're going to be adding power and speed. Draw a card. After you move one or more characters, here, draw a card. So we're getting bonuses for moving people. Place any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck, then draw 1 more card than you play there. So you got some cards, you're going to get rid of it. Let's see what else is in our deck. Play an extra character on a base where you have no characters. They want to be the first to arrive to an event. You're going to get 2 of these. That's really good to kind of spread yourself out and get those maybe 3rd place points on there. Just let those divvy up and add up. Coordinated attack. Move up to 3 of your characters from other bases to there. They each gain +1. So you put that with Blue Marvel, he's getting one to already move. That's a +2, so that's going to be a very powerful thing. Move one of your characters to another base. You may play this before a base scores. Great. So when a base is about to score, they can just scramble and fly in. A great way to bring Captain Marvel in. Move any number of your characters to another base. Fantastic. Once again, we're moving, and move a character to another base. It's going to be combined with something else. And I think that's what you want to do with the Ultimates. So the Ultimates is all about moving, and you want to have that flexibility. The Pirates were like that to me a lot. So in this one, you're going to do is maybe get like somebody, like a heavy puncher, like the Avengers or somebody. We can move people around based on where you're going to be able to do the most damage. That special, being able to move in before it scores, that's a fantastic card. So if you want the flexibility of movement and you like that, this is definitely one you want to add in. I think this is probably medium for me. It's something that's a little bit more complicated to grasp as that movement versus just going in and leaving your guys there and adding power and power, like maybe the apes do that. But in this one, you definitely want to be able to move around and have that flexibility. This is your deck. So this is going to be the Cree deck. You're going to have the Cree Sentries. This character has +2 power if you play 2 or more actions this turn. So with the Cree, you're definitely going to get generating actions. If you can get another set in here that generates actions, you are going to be in heaven. You're going to get 4 of those. Remember, the Ronin the Accuser can play an extra action. Well, guess what? These 2 are going to hit up pretty well together because once I get my extra action, I'm going to have a +2 power ongoing for that. So we're going to have 3 of these. And Minerva allows you to draw 2 cards. I always like characters that let me draw cards. I like having options. This is something I enjoy. And then the Supreme Intelligence character. After you play an action, one of your other characters gains +1 until the end of the turn. So, right? You can play multiple actions with these characters. This can add up quite a bit. Now let's move into the actions. Proven methods. Place up to 2 actions from your discard pile on top of your deck. We're getting more and more actions. We're going to be playing a lot. Call for backup allows us to draw more cards. I love things like this. One of your characters gains +1 power to the end of the turn. Draw a card. You can play as an extra action. We want extra actions, remember? Play up to 2 extra actions because we sped up. Relentless attack. Character modifier. Play an extra action. Wow. This is an action-heavy deck. One of your characters gains +2 power until the end of the turn. Draw a card. Love drawing cards. You're going to get 2 of those. Prepare to engage. Reveal the top cards of your deck. Place up to 2 revealed actions into your hand. Shuffle the rest. Generating actions into my hand. That's what you want to do with these guys. And you have 2 of these Righteous Fury. Character modifiers. Character has +3 power. All right, ongoing. So what do we get with the Cree? With the Cree, we want to draw cards. We want to generate actions. We want a supplement to this that has very strong action cards. And we want to be able to utilize those actions over and over again, help our Cree Sentry get more powerful as we're going through. Those twos can become very powerful with the right action assessment with this one. So, if you like to draw cards, you like to play actions, you got another deck that you can shuffle in with this, smash up with it, that gives you actions. You're going to be very powerful with this one. The Cree can be outrageously powerful in the right hands. That's the Cree. Here's a Spider-Man deck. You can start with Spider-Man 2099. This character cannot be destroyed by other cards. So he's got a very good defense system. You get 4 of those. I don't find that all that powerful, but perhaps. Miles Morales, before base scores. Now, so he can jump in. He can be played out of turn if you want. If you have a character there, you may play this character and give it -1 power to the end of the turn. So you can kind of stop somebody from scoring too highly. Or if it's close and you want to get that extra advantage, this can provide it. Ghost Spider. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, draw 1, return the rest to the top or bottom of your deck in any order. This is getting the cards you want into your hands. And Spider-Man himself, after you play a card that has a special ability, this character gains +1 until the end of the turn. So the special abilities will be played out in this one quite a bit. So you got Webbed Up, character modifiers, character has a -2 power, and his abilities are canceled. So you're gonna shoot this at somebody. It's a take that card. Spider Sense, draw 2 cards, you may play this after a base where you have a character score. So you want to play this during it, draw a couple cards there. Spider Reflex, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, draw 1, return the rest to the top or bottom. It's all about deck manipulation. Spider-Verse Bond, character modifier. This character has a +1 power for each other character you have here. So you want to have the characters kind of congregating on the same spot. Very good with shield. After a base scores, place one of your characters there on top of its owner's deck. So you can get rid of one of those cards so it doesn't really bring a card back into where you want. Give a character +3 until the end of the turn. You may play this before it scores. So this is a special, and it's called With Great Power. The next one comes Great Responsibility. You can play an extra character. I love when I can play extra characters. It's a special too, so you can play this out of turn. Before base scores, where you have a character, play the extra character there, gives -1 power to the end of the turn. So that can be kind of fun. And you have 2 of these viewed from above. Say either character or action, reveal cards into your deck to reveal a character of that type, draw it, shuffle the rest. So if you need a character or an action, you definitely can get it. Spider-Man set is all about deck manipulation. You want to get the right cards where you need them to be. You want to be able to hurt other people. It's got a little take that in it. And you want to be able to get, if you need a character card, this card's going to give it to you. You need an action card, this card will give it to you. Lots of looking through your deck, manipulating deck, adding powers thing. Very simple to play, I feel like. But it's about deck manipulation. Not my favorite kind of deck to play, although I like Spider-Man in general. The deck manipulation thing isn't something that I enjoy all that much. And here we have the Sinister Sticks, which is the bad guys for Spider-Man, right? The deck construction is going to be a little bit different here. So there's no 5. You have a couple of 2s. So first we're going to start with Sandman. His character has a +2 power if the breakpoint is 19 or less. So you want to put him on the weaker bases. He'll be more powerful if he is there. Electro will automatically reduce a breakpoint by 2. Really, a lot of times that makes him a 4, right? Kind of, not really, but sort of. Vulture is a 3. You may place a base modifier from discard pile on top of your deck. So now we're getting our action cards back that are base modifiers. So Vulture can swoop down and grab those. Green Goblin, reduce the base's breakpoint by 3 until the end of the turn. That can be a very timely. And I think timing is very important with this deck in general. You got Doc Ock, who's a 4. At the start of your turn, you may reduce this breakpoint by 4. A lot of reducing the breakpoint there. And Mysterio, play a base modifier here as an action or draw a card. So you have a little bit of a choice you can make there. Lots of actions in this one. Move the goods. Move a base modifier from one place to another, but especially you may play this after base scores. So if you want to move something over to get some more VP, it can be played out of turn. If the breakpoint here is 19 or less, you draw a card. Reduce this base breakpoint by 1 for each character until the end of the turn. Reduce your base's breakpoint by 4 until the end of the turn. That can be super powerful, and you're going to get 2 of those. Insight Panic. Another player's character had -1 power. If the breakpoint is 19 or less, cannot use a special ability while the base is scoring. Very, very handy. Cover the Exits. Your characters here have a +1 power if this base scores. If the breakpoint was 19 or less. So this one's going to be shoving you into lesser and lesser ones. Base's abilities are canceled, so nobody can play anything on you. And reroute the power. You get 2 of these. If the breakpoint is 19 or less, give one character a +3 power until the start of the turn. So with the Sinister Sticks, what you're going to get is they're going to push you towards those 19 or less breakpoints quite a bit. A lot of modifiers are going to bring that down even lower. We're looking for that quick victory, which is in line with, you got a lot of 4s, 3s, and 2s, and no 5 in here. But there are ways to reduce it down as you go and kind of hurt other people as you're going. So you want to go for that quick victory. I'm going to bring that 18 down to a 14, so I can go in and swoop in and get that quick victory. That's the Sinister Six. So very cool little deck here that you will have, and I think it's easy and hard to play at the same time. I'd probably say this is like low to medium for myself. You know, it's pretty easy to bring those breakpoints down, and you want to be able to bring that up. So that's an overview of the factions that come in the game. Here is the page in the break, number 14, that will give you a breakdown of what they all are and how strong and powerful they are. Some are a little bit easier to play and harder to play than others, but this is what you're going to be able to get. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Really helps us grow, and thanks for being with us today.